Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
This One's Wife. Times Person of the Year. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Nika Shekhnazarova, writing for the New York Post, tells us that Kate Middleton, or as she ought to be known, Catherine Princess of Wales, has been shortlisted for Times Person of the Year. The Princess of Wales joined a list of famous names as she was praised for kickstarting an important conversation about privacy and health for public figures. Others shortlisted for the title include President-elect Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Vice President Kamala Harris, Benjamin Netanyahu, Jerome Powell, Claudia Scheinbaum, Joe Rogan, and Yulia Navalnaya, the widow of late Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny. Princess of Wales finds herself in some instances esteemed, in others famous, in others notorious company. But the fact is, all of those names that I've listed there would be described as heavy hitters. You'll have heard of all of them, or at least the majority of them. For the Princess of Wales to find herself in that company, and also by virtue of being shortlisted for Times Person of the Year, is clearly a feather in her cap. It's good publicity for her. The article continues by explaining, the coveted award is handed to a person, group of people, or a movement that has a huge impact on the world, whether it be positive or negative. For instance, if my memory serves me correctly, Adolf Hitler was named as a Person of the Year back in 1937 as a consequence of the impact that he was having. That, of course, was an individual that was listed as a consequence of a negative impact, but a huge impact he had on the world, and of course he is someone who's still spoken about today. This year's 2024 shortlist was announced on the Today Show on Monday, with the winner set to be announced on Thursday. This year's winner will take the baton from singer Taylor Swift, who was named Times Person of the Year in 2023. Princess Catherine has spent much of the year behind closed doors following her abdominal surgery in January. The procedure was closely followed by her cancer diagnosis and subsequent treatment, after which she declared that she was finally cancer-free. Following her cancer announcement in March, the princess stayed away from the public eye to prioritise her treatment process. 3 months later, the royal wrote in a letter that she was making good progress but had good days and bad days while going through chemotherapy. Since then, she has returned to the royal fold by undertaking a handful of public-facing duties in recent weeks. Most recently, Princess Kate stepped out at the annual Christmas carol service dubbed Together at Christmas at London's Westminster Abbey on Friday. During the festive concert, which the beloved royal planned herself, she offered some insight into the difficult year she was faced with. I didn't know this year was going to be the year that I've just had, she told singer Paloma Faith at the event, the unplanned. But I think lots of people this year have had such challenging times. This year's Christmas carol service included themes of love and empathy, chosen by the princess after her incredibly tough health struggles. Thus, she is nominated as a Time Person of the Year. What's the reaction to that? Let's have a look below the line before we examine how this one's wife would view this. HL writes, I believe HRH Catherine Princess of Wales would be a wonderful choice. She has been truly inspirational and a pillar of strength, particularly in light of the adversity faced this difficult year. Bell. Princess Catherine has used this year to heal and recover and purposely stay out of the limelight, proving that even the future Queen of the UK can attain privacy if that's what she desires. Clearly, a side swipe at somebody else who claimed to want privacy and then has never behaved in any way that comes close to obtaining it. Memphis Bell. It's scary seeing the candidates being considered. Catherine, Princess of Wales, stands above all. She is the epitome of a generous and brave woman. DM. This beautiful, classy and lovely woman deserves accolades for doing so much without having a private paparazzi on speed dial. Heads will be popping in Monty Shit Show. Guess we should all get ready for coverage of more carport strolls. HL replies, unfortunately get ready to be abused for writing any support of the Princess of Wales owing to the deranged narcissistic bully. Anina, absolutely, she has my vote, class all the way. Clink, at least Meghan Markle and her huge feet didn't make the list. Richard Bucci, with all due respect, Kate, the obvious choice is Donald Trump. His comeback is undoubtedly the story of the decade. Monique QT, to say that plates are being thrown in a home in Monty Shit Show is a huge understatement. Megzilla will have a stroke if Princess Catherine wins. Time Person of the Year is an award that can't be bought. Thus, plenty of compliments for Catherine, which of course is irksome, and this news, which undoubtedly this one's wife will be aware of, will naturally present a problem for her. It presents a problem on two fronts. First of all, she has been nominated herself, and remember, notwithstanding the fact that she is a failure, she hasn't really had an impact. Yes, plenty of people talk about her. Yes, she's had the usual coverage. But in terms of actually making an impact on the world, she hasn't really done anything different from before. And therefore, logically, wouldn't fall to be shortlisted. But remember, in her mind, she is impactful, that she shows up and does good, that she is a major force for change. And she will be incredulous at the fact that she's not been included on the shortlist. You would think, surely she must realise that she couldn't be on the shortlist. After all, she's not really done anything. But remember, that distortion field of her narcissism tells her that she should be on the list because she's done all of these things, that she's impacted on so many lives, that she's done all of these charitable things, that she's been to Nigeria and Colombia and Whistler and met people and shook hands and hugged them, that she has brought out American Riviera Orchard. Surely that's a huge impact on the world, even though it doesn't do anything. That she's executively produced Polo. There's another impact. She will sit there and think, I do charity, philanthropy, business, content creation. I make speeches. I wear clothing brilliantly because I'm a fashion icon. I ought to be Times Person of the Year. The fact that she has not been chosen wounds her. It signals to her that she isn't important, that she doesn't matter, and naturally that is anathema for the narcissist. But then it gets worse, because not only has she not been shortlisted, but the nemesis has. The person that she hates, the person that is painted black, her opponent, her enemy. With Catherine having been shortlisted, this will infuriate this one's wife and build on the wounding that she has received as a consequence of her own failure to be nominated. As ever, her narcissism comes to the rescue, prompting her undoubtedly to smear Catherine to whoever will listen, denigrating her achievements. Why should she be in it? All she's done is hide from the press and claim that she's had cancer. We all know that she hasn't, comes the cry from this one's wife. She will be aghast at the fact that Catherine has been nominated. It will rile her. It will infuriate her. It will leave her spitting, as once again she is overlooked, and Catherine is not. This is the type of thing that really winds up a narcissist, and this one's wife is no exception. Her narcissism will cause her to complain, to whinge, to whine, to dole out pity plays, to smear Catherine, and those that are the recipients of these manipulations will nod and ah and be sympathetic, which will thus afford her that subconscious sense of control over the Princess of Wales. But before that happens, she will experience that surging fury, the annoyance, the irritation, that sensation of being outdone again, that she'll want to grab the crockery and fling it at a wall, that she'll want to take a cup and throw it towards Harry's bobbing head. The fact is, the narcissist cannot stand to be overlooked, and it makes it even worse when your nemesis is the one that is likely to be chosen. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.